Hey everybody, welcome to episode of Stone-Faced Reactions. I am Griffin, this is Theta, and we are watching Gundam today. Not just any Gundam, this is Iron-Blooded Orphans, isn't it?
Well, it's the one that you requested.
It is, and I made a list and then I've already forgotten about it, because that's just how my brain works. But no, I definitely like giant robots. I definitely spent a lot of my early years watching like Gundam Wing, only to find out that that is not the typical Gundam experience or universe or storyline. So I want to see what is actually up with Gundam, and just see how cool it is.
So you want to see what's actually up with Gundam, but you want to start
Mhm.
on one of these side series that's pretty much comparable to Gundam Wing.
I mean, we start small, right? Build into it. I gotta, I gotta prep myself because Gundam Wing is slow, like 80s anime, and is as stilted as possible. I gotta brace myself for actual direction and voice acting.
I mean, Gundam is like 80s anime. Gundam Wing is like 90 to early 2000s anime. Gundam is Universal Century. That's the main Gundam line. Iron Blood
Mhm.
Orphans is its own thing. It's as Gundam Wing is, which is to
Mhm.
say, not really Gundam. I mean, it's more Gundam than G Gundam, but it's less Gundam than Gundam. Gundam.
Don't forget to put G Gundam on the list here. Just sort of guess
Sure,
for
if
the
you want to
laughs.
watch Gundam with racial stereotypes, then sure.
Oh my gosh, but the Dutch guy has a windmill.
Yeah, and the Mexican Gundam has a sombrero.
Oh, well, before we rag on G Gundam too hard, so
It's got a great
I mean,
opening.
this is nice. It's self-contained. It's a good little story. I figured that's probably just a good way to quickly get a piece of Gundam content out of the way, as I intend to slowly devour all of it.
I mean, I don't know that it's self-contained. It's got 2 seasons, and as far as I know, still going. I have never seen it
Mhm.
before, and I'm sure you haven't seen it before. Otherwise, I'm wondering why you wanted to watch it on here. It's not a reaction if you're reacting again.
Well, yeah, maybe I just want to see it twice. But no, I haven't seen it. But we're going to be watching the first episode today. What do you think about this?
I mean, I've heard that it's harsh. I mean, I don't know. I thought I heard something about one of the kids has their legs blown off, or they have to get rid of their legs so that they can pilot the Gundam, or something. I don't know if that's actually a thing, or if that's even this series.
I know for certain that's another series where exactly that happens, but that's not the one we're watching.
Well, I
I
mean,
think that
that's
one's like
not.
Thunderbolt or something, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know that one. I know 8th MS Team, one of the guys,
Hmm.
has his leg seriously injured, and at the very end, he's walking with a crutch. But that's actual Gundam.
Hmm.
8th MS Team is Universal Century. That is main Gundam line. This is not the main Gundam line, so it has nothing to do with the Zeons or anybody on Earth or anything like. Well, probably still has Earth.
Hmm.
I don't think they've gone so far in the Gundam line as to make an alternate universe with no Earth in it. I just say it has nothing to do with the Zeons and the 1 Year War, as far as I know.
Gundam in the BattleTech universe.
Well, probably inspired by.
Probably. Still, so yeah, so this isn't going to be like the first step into the wider Gundam universe, but it's still giant robots, and I want to see them beat each other up. I have only a couple of expectations, and that this is supposed to be apparently what's the right word for a brutal war story? I don't
Brutal
think
War
there's
story.
particular. Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, wait.
That's what I'm
I mean, you probably get rid
expecting
of
here out of
brutal and
this
just say
side
war
story.
story.
I guess, but no, I'm expecting this one to be a little bit more brutal. I'm not sure why. Maybe there's some information flowing over my head, or maybe just iron-blooded orphan sounds really brutal.
Well, to be fair, anybody with blood probably has iron in it.
Uh, Technically
All blood is
correct.
iron, so all people with iron blood are people. You have an iron
Well,
content, that's why you can get an iron deficiency.
mhm. So, you have any extra expectations?
No extra expectations. All Gundam is basically the same story. that's that's the problem, is that we're gonna have some kids and they're gonna have to fight against some sort of power or authority that they didn't want to have to deal with, and then it's gonna turn out that that power or authority is more nuanced than you at first thought, and maybe they're not the good guys, and maybe they're not the bad guys. Maybe they'll find friends on the other side. They'll lose some allies and acquaintances on their side due to the war. Someone's gonna die in space, I'm sure. I mean, hell, even in 8th MS Team, which takes place entirely on Earth, someone dies in space. So,
I mean, these are just like generic events that could happen, but as
That's
far as
always
like
happens.
structure, yeah. Well, let's see. We'll go ahead and put our betting pool down and just
well, how about this?
just see it happen.
Who do you think is going to be your favorite character? I don't need a name. Give me a generic Gundam stereotype character. Who's your favorite character, and we'll see if they show up.
Oh, I mean, that's not even a question. I'm just waiting for like the slightly dark and edgy Lancer to pop up.
Your I'm trying to think of Gundam Wing examples now. Who was the one that had Death Sight? That would be your guy, right?
Yeah, totally.
Alright, in that case, I'm looking for the Char ripoff character. Your Gundam Wings version Sex Marquise.
Of course.
Miliardo Peacecraft, if you will.
Yeah, the prototypical Gundam antagonist.
There's always a Char ripoff. Char is Gundam's greatest character creation, and that's why almost every Gundam had a copy of it.
You know, I don't blame them. I do the same thing. So, let's go ahead and watch it. Oh, that was 1 second. We already got a murder.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
little
you
kids.
did.
Well, it's little kids and
What do you
high-powered
want me to do next,
firearms.
Orga?
Oh wait, did he ask to be shot?
Mika.
No, I think he was probably being defended in some amount. He was
He
hurt.
said, "What do you want to do next?"
Yeah, I know. You're
Oh, we got our first shot of the Gundam of the series pretty quickly. A couple of them like to hide it until like even the second episode.
Excuse me, but are you referring to Kudelia Ina Bernstein by any chance?
Have you heard of her, Biscuit?
Not Cordelia Iron Bernstein.
She's involved in the
Biscuit.
freedom movement, isn't she?
Right, and her trip to Earth is about that very thing. The independence of Mars. Noble, isn't it?
That's some
Why
hair.
are you letting us do a big job like this?
Well,
I mean,
actually,
it's
she
anime.
handpicked
It's anime
you
here.
guys herself.
I mean, how hard it sticks to the right, like it covers his eyes like a visor.
You remember one thing. You little punks are to do exactly as we say. Understand?
See, who I'm talking about there?
There's the authority figure.
How much gel do you put in your hair to make it stick like that, hard to the right?
They're torturing us. Tomorrow we've got removal drills.
Oh man.
And the war is here.
No, I think this is drills. I don't think you shoot
Yeah,
people
that's
with
paint.
paint.
How
Yeah,
does he do it?
You're supposed to be keeping them in line.
clearly that's your favorite character.
Alright, you brats.
Fat Hitler.
Oh, jeez. These space rats better settle down.
Takaki, you gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
That character is going to be piloting something by the end of this episode.
Well, yeah, he's obviously an orphan. If I had to guess, he has iron in his blood as well.
Us in charge of escorting her? You know a girl like that has to smell pretty incredible, right, Mikazuki?
Yeah, whatever.
Because what us boys talk about, the scent of girls.
Yes, I just can't ever stop talking about it.
Trust me, you're wasting
Takaki.
Hey, you need some water?
President knows. He sees we're
That
strong.
hair.
When an outfit like ours pulls together, we're unstoppable.
Hair gel is
Unlike
part of
all
the
these
uniform.
brown-nosing employees. Let's not forget, he's the one who.
Trying to
No,
start a
my
fight
weak
out
point.
here?
The ear.
Don't make me do
Hey,
this.
let go! You're tearing it off.
Nah, we're just having a little disagreement. That's all.
God, who's that voice actor?
That's all it is.
If this guy doesn't die to his hair jabbing himself in the eye,
time's
I'm gonna be
coming.
super disappointed.
I'll be leaving now. So soon, Ina.
Pull off your hair and use it as a weapon.
But this time, he's being so supportive and allowing me to go to Earth as a mediator between our two sides.
Oh, they're planning to assassinate her.
So negatively, Cordelia.
What do you think, an explosion in a spacecraft?
Yeah, that seems to be a classic.
Gonna lift off from the spaceport and
Ignore these
boom.
things. She's never made any effort to understand what's going on.
No, she's more of a main character.
To live like that.
Oh,
I
definitely.
want a better understanding by experiencing the truth myself.
Is that why you chose the third group as your escorts?
I chose the orphan soldiers.
Burdening each one of us. By getting to know them on a more personal level, I hope to share some of their pain and let them know that they're not alone.
Nothing will humanize me to the people like hiring the orphan soldiers.
Youth and wide-eyed innocence. The Bernsteins are a family deeply involved with Earth.
The
yet their daughter
Berensteins.
seen as the leader of the very
No, it's the alternate
independence
universe.
movement against it. Ironic, isn't it?
We're at war with them.
Bernstein.
See, he said Bernstein, didn't he?
Quite foolish.
I mean,
So in a way, you might say we're helping her.
first time seeing this guy. First time seeing this guy, but he's no Trace.
Promise me you'll
I don't know who this guy is supposed to
He
be.
sells out his daughter for his own gain, then asks me to be kind? What a pathetic coward.
Well, Char isn't like the political opponent. He's the military one.
No, Trace isn't a Char clone. Trace is something else. Trace Cucinato, you don't remember?
We need to do everything in our power to
That's-
ensure this plan
I'll talk about it later.
So is that guy's named Rank?
Yes, sir. This is your
I guess so.
special assignment.
As a colony, that planet's resources are all used.
This is your
up as
commander.
Private General and General
And
Private.
places out in the
This is your
boonies.
commander.
We really need Gallarhorn inspectors
Private
out
commander.
there. I've just confirmed it.
This is straight up a third faction now, isn't it?
I thought so, but it seems like there's multiple different factions of Earthsphere, which might be one entity.
Start heading down to the south route to Block D.
I'd hate to think it's people with red uniforms versus people with blue uniforms. It's just the only difference.
But yeah, they're just like 3 scenes. This is already highly entangled political intrigue.
I mean, it's very much on the table with the Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
They got vents on their back.
My body's just heavier than yours, all right?
Yeah, keep telling yourself that.
Probably connected to Gundam, I assume.
Just finished checking the equipment for your trip.
Good job, man.
You're probably right.
She's supposed to come down tomorrow, huh?
Yeah.
Also, those aren't
We'll get going
vents.
the day after.
Those are more like the Matrix plugs.
Yeah.
It's gonna be quiet around here. I heard she picked
Oh
you
gosh, the
up.
front view is just the just the worst.
Telling you, it's weird. I don't get it.
Same as always. Maruba thinks we're nothing but a bunch
Orca's
of
the
rats
weird
running
guy.
around this place. He just knows we can move a little faster.
And he only has
thanks
one
to
plug.
whiskers.
I mean, also don't hit a speed bump while you're driving, I guess.
Oh
It'll
gosh,
rip your
yeah.
back out.
Remember back when you got
Tanks
yours,
known for their
they didn't give you any
suspension.
anesthesia.
If I cried, I would have been punched too.
God, who's that voice actor?
Third group doesn't mean crap here.
He's in like fucking
They either smack us
everything.
For a few laughs, or use us as
I know what you're
human
talking
shields.
about. It's not the other
Won't
one
let
that's
him
in
take away
everything
my
that I'm
pride.
thinking about for
Can't
sure.
show any weakness.
I mean, I can't even remember the other things he's been in. It's just not coming to me.
We demand independence from Earth for the Creasy Autonomous Region! That's right! No more colonial rule!
Good protest.
Yeah. Free car washes, apparently.
You're in a good mood.
That little girl is already more skilled than I am at that.
Well, I was gonna say dead by episode 3.
With the protests going on outside, I don't.
Also not wrong.
I mean, this shop is clearly gonna explode at some point, and their dead bodies are gonna be in there.
What does this shop sell?
He's got a big job.
Cactuses?
You're gonna miss him while he's gone, aren't you?
Boxes.
Make sure
I
you
saw
can finish
cactuses
up
in the
tomorrow's
window.
deliveries.
It's just Haba's store.
You only advertise the stuff in the front window that you sell,
Truly an honor
which has to be
have you here with
cactuses.
us. I've admired your political activism for quite some time, Miss Cordelia.
Hey there.
What's
Sorry, I
up?
can't see you. My
Mike,
hair's in the
don't you
way.
even know how to greet someone properly? Unbelievable!
What's your name?
I'm Mikazuki August. Hello.
Would it be possible for you to show me around this place?
It took a while to actually introduce his name.
I'll leave the rest up to you.
Of course, as you
But he
wish.
seems like the main character,
Okay, then,
so...
Mikazuki.
Right.
I believe you wanted to discuss our schedule. Sir.
Okay, follow me.
He's too cool for this. Alright, he's my favorite character now.
Excuse me.
And we have our
I don't
own
think
AI
my
reactor
favorite's
here
been
too.
introduced yet, because these all people suck. I mean, otherwise I have to go with the hair guy. 'Cause he's the only draw in the eye.
It's nice to meet you. Is everything all right? I hope this is okay. I just wanted to show you that I see you as an equal.
I can't do it because my hands are really dirty right now.
Your favorite character's a nerd.
Of course. I only...
Oh, well.
Of course.
I guess that means the two of us weren't on equal terms to begin with.
Wipe it off on your pants, you idiot. Oh, this is very much the, what was his name? Hero from Gundam Wing?
Something just doesn't seem right.
Indeed.
Like taken down by 100 notches, though. Not, I'm gonna kill you. More like we weren't on the same level.
Oh gosh, yeah. Jumping from a building without a parachute level.
Good. Depending on the relay point for our communications is pretty annoying. I'll probably never get used to
The
this.
space eye of Sauron was watching.
Creates the kind of energy that not only powers the ship, but also makes it possible to sustain life in space. We have no choice but to ignore some of the downsides.
Let me explain to you the technology you probably learned about in Academy.
Has trouble seeing this far. It only makes more work for us inspectors. This was practically the cause of the war 300 years ago, wasn't it?
But it isn't always easy to let go of a power.
It's so very much like Legend of the Galactic
I
Heroes.
suppose it's human nature. We'll stop at nothing.
They call themselves inspectors.
Destroy us all.
He has a sword.
Yeah, I mean, I think Inspector Clouseau also had a sword.
Time for us to be heading back. It's almost done, and we've got to go.
Okay, all forces, let's begin. Attack!
Probably those are not filled with paint.
It's gonna be about 1 minute before we get like close-up of soldier with blood everywhere. And this is the horror of war.
Or red paint.
What's going on?
Could be a long gag. I guess it does explain why they were riding around shirtless.
What do you think you're doing?
We are this far in and haven't seen one Gundam yet. Except for the one that's in the hangar. Now one Gundam in action.
Sir? Why's Galahorn
Very much the end scene of Hook, by the way.
Never mind that. Just deploy! A surprise attack. But until then, your job is to hold off the enemy.
He even closes that eye.
Great. I guess we have to go.
We saw
he knows his weakness.
We've been picking up Ahab.
Maybe he's a sniper.
But it isn't from our own reactor. If the enemy is Galahorn, you know what that means.
Orga! Hurry up!
They're gonna have their own enemy Gundam.
I need a favor.
No, I thought they were indicating how anti-Earth separatist they were, Galahorn.
But there's just so many of them.
Well, they mentioned like they have like a reactor with Ahab waves or something.
Yeah, I thought they were talking about a spaceship.
Yeah, sorry. Mika,
Could be,
fall back.
but my guess is it's a Gundam.
Hey, if you're short-handed, you can put me out there.
I'm sorry, I need you to say it again, but louder and shout it.
It's a Gundam!
It's the only way I understand when a Gundam has appeared.
Yes!
Typically, you also say it twice.
There's a chance.
Oh my gosh. Biscuit.
I can to make sure that doesn't
Biscuit is gonna be the first Gundam pilot.
Right, hey, old man!
We've already started.
I don't know, sounds like there's a lot of people in there.
Yeah, positive.
Clearly it's not Orca, he's outside.
Yeah, exactly.
What if she's the first Gundam pilot?
I would be so happy.
Female empowerment, unexpected.
Team 3.
Yeah, it would be like a great twist for like breaking from like standard series conventions. Like, oh yeah, we have like our princess politician.
But it's only getting worse out here.
Who doesn't have anything injected into her back. There's a whole scene we have to introduce where she has something jabbed into her back.
That armor's thicker than I thought.
Get the wounded out of there. We're gonna need to regroup.
So if they're gonna be the first Gundam pilots, though, they gotta actually fail somewhere in this, despite being the best.
They can't be the first Gundam pilots. I'm sure they didn't build the Gundam. I'm sure the Gundam just isn't built at the orphan base.
Our worst case scenario came true.
Yeah, who's actually supposed to be the designated pilot for this?
We're all alone out here.
Maybe it's just a storage facility. That would explain why they're digging holes.
And you won't have to.
What? All right, what were you thinking, Toto? Tell me.
Oh, Fat Hitler's back.
Yup. And he's gonna be sacrificed.
Well, I mean, if they tricked the first company into firing a flare by remote, so...
Gets out of this space alive.
Aren't those the landmines we buried? Awesome!
Okay.
Well, if them landmines are holding.
What? Is that artillery? No way! What's going on?
Something about show, don't tell. Oh, hey, there's the Gundams.
No, this is a mobile suit. You gotta know the difference.
Oh, yeah.
Can anybody explain why it's taking so long to neutralize a facility like this? All of you mobile workers are gonna get a cut in pay!
Wallace! Why did you open fire? Our objective here is...
You keep your mouth shut, Crank. I'm the one in charge.
Crank, not rank. Crank.
So damn important. Why don't you go find her yourself?
I don't know, I'm really liking Crank so far.
Yes, sir.
I know I've seen him for 10 seconds.
He's gonna live.
What are we supposed to do
He's got a badass name, a badass look,
We're trapped.
and pragmatic.
There's no place we can run.
Until I see somebody with a full head face mask. He's my number one so far.
So,
Wait.
what do you want me to do next?
No. Orca is our char.
Because of the hair?
Yes.
Nah, he doesn't sound like he smokes 10 packs a day.
No use stopping him.
If we could have deployed here sooner, we wouldn't have had so many casualties laid out all over the
Grip your arm a little harder. There we go. I knew it was coming.
We just need to stay put till Mika gets back here.
Dodgy!
His name Dodgy? If so, that's ironic.
Toji, I think.
Ah, damn. So it has an axe in one hand, a gun in the other hand, and a plasma beam in the head?
No, that's just the camera.
Why is the camera bright red like it's a gun?
Not fighting out here.
Dumb.
Drama.
This is not the end. Is it? Mika!
So why does the head open up? To show the camera. So, Gundam.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Gundam!
It's a Gundam!
So,
there you go.
What do you want me to do next? To a better place.
I guess bludgeoning tanks to death works.
So you're bleeding from your chin, by the way.
All of us.
Yeah, where'd that come from?
Together.
I don't know, was that the guy that got kicked?
No, I don't think it was.
I mean, we gotta appreciate
But no,
the
that was
end credits
Mikuza.
at least once.
Yes. I don't know, this guy has a nice beat. I like it.
And maybe next time we'll even get an opening credit.
Oh, right, they didn't actually start with one, did they?
Of course not, first episode. Don't
Yeah,
give the
true.
game away.
Gotta get straight to the action.
Oh, who was piloting the Gundam?
Mikuza.
That was the kid from the opening who says, what do you want to do next?
Yes, that's right. Orca's friend.
Right.
So,
the smart thing to have done here probably would have been to take notes. I say
Take
this
notes.
with literally a paper and a pen in front of me.
There will be a pop quiz.
Well, I mean, we get through a whole season. It might be nice to remember people's names and what they did and who they were.
I guess it doesn't help that half the time I forget.
I'll be 100% honest. I only remember 2 names so far. Crank and Orca.
I was about to say it was one of them.
Also, super interesting. On the screen that I'm watching this on, I can't see the symbol that's in the background that I can see on the recording side.
Oh, huh. Oh, they actually have a next episode here.
I really hope he likes the bracelet that I made for him. I wonder if he'll always want to wear it.
Okay, so she's in love with the main character.
Bad. Well, maybe he should try and air it out in the sun once in a
Yup.
while. But he won't be able to.
So that's why
if he
they were
goes out into
introduced.
space. What am I gonna do? Next time on Mobile Suit Gundam, Iron-Blooded Orphans. Episode 2, Barbatos.
Oh! Okay, so maybe I got the right one after all. The Gundam in the picture on the overlay was named Barbatos. Because when I looked up, it doesn't look the same to me though. But when I looked up what's the Gundam in Iron-Blooded Orphans so I could find a picture to put there, Barbatos was the first suggestion.
Right. Maybe it like changes a little bit over the series or something. And obviously, like, our first impressions of it here were like it's kneeling, it's covered in wires, it's not even powered, so all color palette changes there.
Very much a Evangelion scenario where it's hooked up against a wall.
Yes, let's get our extension cord for the gun.
Well, no, I mean, when you first see the Evangelion angels, not the angels, the whatever the mechas are called.
Yeah,
the Avas. The Avas. They're up against a wall, just hanging there. So.
Yup. Yeah, so same kind of thing going on. So far this is good. They've introduced everyone that they needed, I think. So the cast probably is going to be here. Like you said, we didn't see like our Zex Marquise yet, or our Char.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know who our villains are here, except for the... God, what did they say their faction name was?
I remember that they were inspectors. Something with a G, yeah.
Goriel? Something Oriel, something, of that. Like,
The green-blue guys. Teal, I guess.
I mean, white and blue.
White and blue. Okay, there you go.
Well, the space ones were white and blue. It's hard to tell. The guys underground, I think, were still white and blue as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell when the guy grabbed his arm, it was all blue.
Right. So we got Mars looking for independence from the Earth sphere, which is made out of multiple alliances, two of which don't want this happening. One of which is apparently in on the idea, but the white and blue faction has decided to just go ahead and do it.
It might not be made up of multiple factions. I mean, it could be political factions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I say that now, but the idea that they all have different uniforms of different colors kind of eliminates that too, because I don't remember the guys in the red and white having a different ship model to the people with the blue and white.
Mm-hmm. Right. They could still be there. And of course, like, if it's looking for independence, it's currently owned by someone, right?
Well, Earthsphere.
Yeah, there you go.
And they called it a colony. And they called it a bad colony, too, which assumes that there's other colonies.
Of course it's bad. They use orphans.
Well, no, it's like appreciated or something like that. Which means that there's other colonies that are doing better. Which means that their Earth sphere has more planets or colonies out there.
I mean, we saw the state of the box store, right? That's our one impression of the rest of the colony right now. The box store.
we saw the whole city. Remember, there was people out there in like bathing suits and everything.
I thought that was a different city on Earth that they were talking about.
No, they were panning across the city on Mars because they had the muddy streets and everything too.
You're totally right. Yeah, actually, yeah, that is because they're in the shop complaining about the protest, or at least talking about it. Yeah.
Right. So we're just getting a view of the city, and then we're going to our main characters, which you don't know. It doesn't mean that their place is bad. They could just be a folksy antiquity shop or something. Or a cactus selling shop.
But we have like the main quest of the series here, which is keep Princess safe. She's hanging out in the Gundam hangar right now.
She's not a princess.
She's a princess.
No. I mean, her dad looks like a corporate lawyer, and he sold her out. You don't sell a princess out.
Every stylistic choice, her introduction, her manner indicate literally princess, even if not actually entitle a princess. That is the role that she fills here.
But she's not actually a princess.
Right.
It's a colony on Mars. It's not a kingdom.
But she's obviously wealthy, somewhat aristocratic, has power and influence, not because of anything she's done, but because her father has political power, and is using that in the role of a princess.
But her father doesn't really have political power. We've seen him kowtowing to the guy on the ship who said he was selling his daughter out.
Mm.
The guy who's patting his forehead because he's sweating so much because he's so nervous.
Right. Well, we're gonna have to see more of this politics start to unravel. Because, that's why I came here to the Giant Robot show, for the politics.
You started with Gundam Wing, which is 50 to 60% politics.
I know.
That's why I say you don't know.
It is why I'm here.
I mean, that's why I was saying you don't remember who Trace Kushranada is, because Trace Kushranada ran the political side of the military organization.
Right, but he's the same person as the guy in the mask.
No.
Who is supposed to be Char.
No, he's not.
The Char analog.
No,
right, who's the Char analog in Gundam Wing?
Zex Marquise is Miliardo Peacecraft, who works for Trey's Gutranada. At the end battle of Gundam Wing, it's Trey's versus Zex.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I entirely forgot about Trey's as a character for a bit, and that he's not the same person. Okay, now it's starting to make sense.
That's what I'm saying. They can't be the same person.
So long.
One of them leads a rebel organization, and the other one leads the Earth Alliance, and they fight one another. It'd be incredibly hard for them to be the same person.
Well, I mean, they're friends, and Trey's literally gifts Epion to him, but we'll save that for the Gundam Wing episode. So yeah, I'm really happy with what I'm seeing so far, and of course, I say
how
Gundam
many characters
for the
can
last.
you name?
Orca, Mikuzaki, Biscuit, Crank. There you go. That's twice as many as you already. I went.
How many did you name?
4.
Yeah, that's true.
Name one more.
Name one more. Taji.
Hey, there we go, and he's dead.
Which I only know because I thought his name is Daji, and you're like, no, it's Taji. Sometimes it's hard to hear that first syllable when they scream it out when somebody dies.
Yup. Alright. So I think that probably goes ahead and covers it for this episode, and we're going to keep watching.
Wait.
Yeah?
What do you think is going to happen next?
What do I think's going to happen next? I don't think those protesters are going to get a good deal out of this.
I don't know.
We're going to come back to the city, and there's going to be some massacres happening.
I don't know. It seems like they're assaulting the base for a reason, and not the base. I don't think has anything to do with the protests.
They're after the princess, who's pushing for the independence movement. This is an assassination attempt. So the people who are pushing for the independence movement as a protest in the city are not about to have a fun time.
So you think they're assaulting the base to get the princess on the matters of revolution, say?
Mm-hmm.
I think they're assaulting the base to get the Gundam.
That is an interesting alternate purpose.
If you think
I'm wondering
that the Gundam was falling apart or something like that and being hung up by wires, maybe that's something that they recovered and they're trying to put back together, and that the other military is trying to take it back before, and that it's their Gundam.
That is a good theory. They didn't say a word about it until now.
Right. Been hanging out in the background. Also, the next episode is named after the Gundam.
Right. So maybe this is the episode where they reveal, like, yes, this is its history, how it got here, and why it's important.
Also, in our preview segment, we saw that the girl at the shop was doing just fine.
Oh, yep. Not dead yet.
All my context is girl at the shop is fine. I don't see anything going on in the city. Also, the next episode's named after the Gundam, so maybe the Gundam is important.
Right, and we'll see more of Mikuzaki, too.
Yep.
Oh gosh, there's also going to be love interest story. That's right. That's exactly what they advertise in the next time, too.
Oh, what with
she's going to join up and go to space with
if we just knew her name, it'd be so much easier, because I deny that she's a princess, but having princess be the only moniker I can give her.
We'll hear a lot more of this.
You think Princess and Miyazaki... What's his name again?
Mikuzaki.
Mikuzaki, not Miyazaki. That's going to be hard to process, too. So you think Princess and Mikuzaki are going to be a thing?
Oh, yeah, that's probably going to be, like, the secondary one, but with, like, the other girl is going to be, like, the first primary one.
So you think Mikuzaki's going to hook up with the tiny little girl?
I think it's going to be a love triangle.
You think there's going to be a love triangle with an underage girl?
I think they are literally the same age. They are both tiny.
Ooh.
And they're orphans.
No, the other one has a mother. She owns the shop.
I know, I'm teasing there.
I mean, I have no idea how old Mikuzaki is. It's hard to tell. The only reason I know the other one is underage is because her mother gives you a stark contrast how old she is.
Mm-hmm. Right. But Mikuzaki is very clearly, like, by character silhouette, the same age.
Well, I don't know, because you see him with his shirt off, and he's, like, jacked, and it's, like, hard to tell.
You could be a jacked preteen. They have not said their ages yet, by the way.
Yeah, because, I mean, he's also hanging out with Orca, who Orca does not appear to be preteen.
He's very clearly, like, late teenager or, like, young adult. He is definitely the oldest person there.
Yeah, so it's very hard to tell. You can be an orphan and still be older than a teenager.
Yes, this is very true. He grew up into it.
Technically, Fat Hitler could be an orphan.
You know what? He's dead now.
No, I don't. He's not dead. What are you talking about? Fat Hitler's still alive.
He's gonna have an actual name, and he's gonna become an important character.
Oh, he has a
in this
name.
plot.
They said it. It's like Toba or something like that. I'm pretty sure they said his name
There you go.
Toba
He's
or
Toba.
Tuba or something like that. I'm sick of Fat Hitler. He's Fat Hitler because he's literally Hitler face, Hitler mustache, big old beer belly on a skinny frame.
Just like specifically designed to be hated. Just by character design.
I can't tell you how many anime have a Hitler-looking person in it. It just happens all the time.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, aside from Secret Hitlers, that was Gundam, I think. Let's go ahead and wrap
I think
it up.
you're technically correct. That was Gundam. You've correctly identified Gundam from a list of one show that you just watched.
All right. Yeah, more serious. So that was Iron-Blooded Orphans, and this was Stone-Faced Reactions. We're going to go ahead and keep watching the series, and catch you all next time. See ya. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?